And Guting is the 34th trooper to die in the line of duty in Washington State Patrol history. Before that was Trooper Christopher Gadd, who was hit by a drunk driver while responding to a crash last year. In total, there have been 11 trooper deaths that happened during a crash response. 8 deaths resulted from a motorcycle collision, 5 from gunshots. 34 deaths in total in 105 years of agency service to the state. And joining me now to talk more about this tragic passing of Trooper Guting is former King County Sheriff and law enforcement analyst John Urquhart. John, thank you for being here.
You bet.
And Sheriff Urquhart, we want to talk about the investigation to this. We know this is just starting. How is this different when investigating the death of a trooper when it's a traffic fatality?
Well, there's really no difference in how we would investigate a homicide or something along those lines. It's a very serious incident, needs to be done right, and in this case it sounds like another agency will actually do that investigation.
And Sheriff Urquhart, what factors will they be looking into as they start this process?
Well, certainly they want to know the cause of the accident. Was the driver drinking or driving recklessly, texting, whatever it is, and maybe it's none of those. It could just be just a terrible accident. That's why we call them traffic accidents. They're not on purpose. But at this point, we just don't know, and that will come out eventually.
Yeah, and we're looking to get updates from Washington State Patrol as soon as they come down right now. With the trooper involved, how long do these investigations take? I can imagine they're gathering so much evidence as we speak right now.
They'll gather a lot of evidence at the scene, which is probably done by now, but then it has to be analyzed. They may have drawn blood. I don't know. They may have drawn blood from the other driver, and that has to be analyzed. So it will take a while probably till there's a definitive answer.
And we've seen, as we just mentioned, the amount of deaths that have involved traffic collisions, being hit. We will get to a story in just a moment where another trooper was hit overnight. That trooper is okay, but this is pretty common from what we've seen. How common is it from your perspective?
Well, it's very common. You know, typically we lose about 100 nationwide, about 150 to 175 police officers that are killed in the line of duty. 2024, there was about, I think, 152. 52 of those were from gunshots, which is what we kind of expect. But 47 of those were from traffic accidents, just 5 less. And that's typical every year. The people killed, officers killed from traffic accidents is just below those killed from firearm-related fatalities.
Wow.
So very common.
And that goes to show just how dangerous the job is, especially for what could be considered a common pullover on the interstate.
Absolutely. And troopers are kind of in a unique position because they're working the interstates typically and state highways. And the speeds there are, what, 50 to 80 miles an hour, unlike city cops or sheriff's deputies that are more, they're not out of their cars much. They're not dealing with the same situations as a trooper is.
And Sheriff Urquhart, one last thing, if I may ask. These processions that we've seen, we just showed video of it, they are remarkable to watch. How many officers and troopers come to their aid. Unfortunately, you have been part of those and have seen many.
Way too many times.
Yeah, and your time. Could you talk about just what you gather from that in those moments?
Well, you know, we all get up in the morning and we go to work, or in the evening we go to work, and we all expect to come home, every single one of us. But when something like this happens, it affects all of us very, very deeply because it could have just as easily been one of us. And at the end of the day, police officers, law enforcement, first responders are a big family. And as everybody knows, when something happens to a family member, it really hits close to home. It's different. And what you will see in the coming weeks is that family coming together to support each other and to support the trooper.
Yeah, absolutely. And her family is on the way to Seattle from Hawaii. So once we have more updates, we'll be sure to let you know. Sheriff Urquhart, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.